Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you for joining me today. It's been a beautiful day today. It was perfect. The sun's been out, mid 70s, if that. I mean, it's pretty cool right now. It's not humid. It's nice. At the time that this is being filmed, it's actually Labor Day weekend. So today is Saturday. Of course, we have Sunday. It's supposed to rain. Then Monday's Labor Day, and I'm off work. A lot of people are off work. So I don't know what the weather for Monday is supposed to be like, but this has just been a nice day. I actually did some cleaning this morning to one of the cars, and ironically enough, the Fusion needs a good bath. It doesn't really look like it's all that dirty, but it's got some spots and stuff that got some brake dust, so it's ready for a washing. And of course the Fiesta also needs washed. It especially these wheels lit off. You can see the brake dust a lot on those black rims. It doesn't look too bad, but it needs washed. So you guessed it, we gave the Aztec a thorough wash this morning, especially now that I can move it back and forth up and down the driveway if I need to. It was a lot easier to give it a nice wash. And this time I even shined the tires, even though nobody's going to really see these tires yet, but it does still need a really good waxing. I put the spray wax on there, and it gives it a nice shine. It gives it a like a rain protector anyway, so all the water beads off. To be honest with you guys, for this car being nearly 20 years old, the paint really isn't in that bad a shape. And I can't wait to get the plastic done. We're gonna get the plastic sides done at some point. But I mean, a lot of the actual outside of this car, with the exception of a chip here, a couple of chips on the hood, I mean, this car is in fantastic shape cosmetically. I tried to repolish the lights a little bit. These lights, I don't know what it is about Pontiac lenses, but they always get like that film, and I think this one might be beyond repair. But I don't know, I mean, it's better. Just car sitting here, not being driven, they get cloudy. Did the amber lights. The first time I did this, or maybe the second time, I actually took these in the house, did a rubbing compound, a polish, and a wax. And, I think we're getting the same results. The inside, I was going to do the inside. I was going to maybe wipe down the dashboard that's coming up. Obviously the car's a mess. Again, it was cleaned not too long ago actually, but then I thought maybe, when it was ready to be driven, all the tools were kind of put away, and then we had the strut work to do. We're going to have the back struts to do, and yeah, so I mean, there's still some stuff that's got to be done. But that is not what today's vlog is about. Today, I'm going to rant about something. I don't usually do rants all that much. I don't even know if it's really ranting, but as you guys know, this is an automotive vlogging channel. I try to document the lives of all of the cars that I have, just for your guys' enjoyment. And I do have a update on my 15 Ford Fusion that I am not too happy about. I'm not happy about it at all. So the other day, as you know, if you watched the last vlog that we did, I went to the junkyard to get a used outer tie rod to put on the Aztec. It's, as of right now, a temporary solution, just until I replace the tie rod with a good one. But nonetheless, you could tell car steers, car turned around, car moves. I mean, so just for the time being, before we get on the road, obviously we'll get a brand new safe and secure tie rod to put on there. But I went to the junkyard the other day to get that tie rod, and you know, it's the junkyard. I parked behind an older, I want to say it was like an F-150 or something, older truck. Had a trailer hitch on the back, one of those little trailer ball hitches. And you know, I parked behind him. Went in. I was there for maybe a half hour looking for the parts. I came out, came to the car, put the stuff in the trunk of the Fusion because I had tools, I had the part. I mean, my hands were full. I didn't take a bag or anything, so I'm pretty much just kind of focusing on not dropping anything as I'm walking out of the building. I go to the trunk, I get in the car. Afterwards, I drive home. And when I got home, because I started working on the tech, when I got home and I saw the front of my vehicle, I was immediately devastated. So now I've got a hole in my front bumper cover. Yeah, needless to say, when I was leaving the yard, there was nobody parked in front of me. So that truck was gone. And nobody stuck around to say if they backed into it or nothing. No note. I got nothing. It was actually worse than this. I can show you a picture of what it looked like when when I saw it for the first time. It was more of a hole, and the lower grill was actually popped out of place on this side of the bumper cover. But now, as you can see, the broken piece is indeed still attached. It's actually attached by the upper part of this grill here. I popped the bottom of the grill back into place, and this piece popped right out. So I mean, the piece is there, and it doesn't really look like a hole now. It's more of just a large crack and a gap, but it was completely wide open when I saw this for the first time. And before, you know, I put everything back together, it didn't really seem like there was much else damaged, really. There was a wire harness, a thin wiring harness that runs across behind here, and I don't know, it may either be for the lights going to that side, or it could be the ambient temperature sensor wiring, but regardless, everything else seems to work okay. So there really wasn't much else back here. Nothing else seems to have been damaged other than just the front cover. So I'm actually, it's been, you know, a few days now. I think about 2 or 3 days. I think it was, what, Thursday I went? Today's Saturday. I think it was Thursday that I went. I don't remember. It's, like I said, it's been 2 or 3 days. And I actually contacted the junkyard the day after, and wanted to see if they have security footage in their parking lot. Gave them the time frame that I was there, and I'm actually still waiting to hear back from them to see if they had actually looked or recovered the footage of this incident taking place. I guess the whole ranting part of this comes from the fact that you know, it appears that somebody reversed back into my vehicle, and then they left, and then I got nothing. I got no note. I got nobody stuck around to see if I was going to come out. They just off on their merry way. And you know what? I mean, that part upsets me a little more than the fact that I actually have damage to the front of my vehicle. I just don't understand how some people cannot own up to their mistake, their accident. I mean, nobody's perfect. I know, and stuff happens. If this person had stuck around, I wouldn't have yelled at them. I wouldn't have gone off on them. I would have been like, oh, what happened? Okay, well, let's resolve this. Let's get it fixed. I'm not gonna like chew you up or beat you up or something over it. I mean, accidents happen, but I just don't understand how people can just like damage somebody else's property and completely just act like nothing ever happened. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. There's a lot of people who are just ignorant like that. This isn't the first time that I've had my car destroyed by somebody and not have anybody pay for or take it upon themselves to repair the damage. When I had my '08 Grand Prix, I don't know if many of you older subscribers may remember this, but on the back rear door, there was a huge gash in the door, almost through the entire metal. I mean, a huge crease. That also came from a trailer hitch. And what had happened with that is a roommate that I had a trailer. He had the trailer backed in the driveway. I always parked my car beside the trailer. And he backed in the vehicle, his truck with the trailer attached to it. Went to go leave for work in the morning at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Unhooked the trailer from his truck, and when he left, he did not properly chock one of the wheels. So the driveway was on a hill. The trailer pivoted after he left because only the one wheel was chocked, and the hitch of the trailer gashed into my door because of the pivot that it took. At first, this guy was going to offer to pay for it. The damage was only $500. I got an estimate that day. He said no problem. But I never got any payment from him. He kept putting it off, and finally he just said, we don't know what caused the trailer to move. Could have been an act of God, could have been an animal, and he just completely bailed on it. So I just lived with the fact that that door was damaged. And yeah, so this is not the first time I've had this happen to me, unfortunately. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, well, what if the truck didn't back into you? What if you drove into the truck? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I did. It's bad enough. I usually don't like to park behind people with hitches anyway. But when I got there, the way that this parking lot is, I mean, there's no lines or anything like that. I actually parked a distance away. So what I'm thinking happened is there was probably another vehicle or something in front of the truck at the time. I probably gave him enough room to think he could back up and maybe wiggle his way out. But when he did that, because you see the hitch, it looks like it's at an angle. It's not perfectly dead on. Like if he had backed straight up into me, he probably would have taken out my license plate bracket more so than the driver's side of the front bumper cover. So that's what I'm thinking. He probably tried to maneuver a way out, thought maybe he had more room, and the hitch just, went into the car, and then he took off. So that's what I'm thinking was a possibility that happened. But, I was in a hurry to get there before they closed, but I know I did not park that close to him for me to actually run into the hitch. I've been driving for a long time. I've made very, very few mistakes in my driving history when it comes to hitting things. And like I said, I usually do not park behind people with hitches for this reason. I've always been worried about that. Especially, even with the trailer thing, even though I was sideways, I was still really iffy about stuff like that. But I was in a hurry. I wanted to get in there, and I wanted to get out. So I just left the car where it was, and this is what happened. So, like I said, I'm still waiting to see footage from the junkyard. I'll probably try and get a hold of them again tomorrow because they are open, and see if anybody has looked into it yet. I don't know if they have an outside company who does their security footage, or if everybody's just too busy to look. But either way, I know, I mean, you're probably not going to be able to see a license plate anyway. I just want to see what happened. I want to see if somebody actually got out, acknowledged the fact that, oh, it's damaged, and then just decide to take off. I want to see if anybody actually acknowledged the fact that the car has been damaged. But either way, this is coming out of my pocket. So I'm going to tell you guys what I have been researching to repair this issue. Now, honestly, I do not think there is enough damage here to claim it on the insurance. I've never had to use my insurance to repair anything on my car. I've never had to use it. I've got a clean driving record. My insurance is clean. I know I have full coverage, but I'm not going to use the full coverage for a bumper cover. It's something, honestly, that I can do myself. There's not much to removing this bumper cover. It's nuts and bolts, a couple of those plastic fasteners, a couple mounts, and that's really all there is to it. So I was thinking about ordering a brand new bumper cover. I still might, I don't know. There's a couple of things up in the air right now. I did get a quote from the dealership. If I ordered the bumper cover for this Fusion, it would be about $320. That's not bad, considering the fact that the insurance, you're already going to have to dish out a $500 deductible. So you're sitting at $300 for the front bumper cover. And I did get a quote to see how much it would cost to be painted if I did a brand new bumper cover. So somebody else that I work with, their spouse owns a body shop, and they got me a quote, and it would be anywhere from $300 to $400 to paint the bumper cover this silver, this ingot silver metallic. Now, you're looking at about, I don't know, worst case scenario, $750. So you're looking at about $750 to order a new bumper cover, have it painted, and then I could just do all the labor myself. So that's what I'm looking at. Again, it's a little over the deductible, the $500 you would have to pay, but I mean, a body shop would probably even quote this close to $1,000 anyway, just in labor, pulling it off, doing this, doing that, you know. So there's always that possibility of me doing this myself by ordering the cover and having it painted. We'll see. I'm honestly not doing any of this anytime soon. I mean, the car is still drivable. It's not affecting any of the vehicle's functions. So it's just an ugly cosmetic mark on my beautiful Fusion, unfortunately. The only other option that I did get is we have a guy who comes to my dealership, and he does a lot of our touch-ups and stuff on all of our vehicles. He actually touched up this Fusion when I accidentally scratched my one door with the snow shovel last winter, and he actually applied a little bit of clear coat over the scratch, because luckily it was just a surface scratch. It didn't really go into the paint. Clear coated it up, perfect. He didn't even charge me for that, just a little. So but I was talking to him about it. He saw the car, and he says that he could probably fix it, and it would cost me way less to have him fix this than to order and have a bumper cover painted. I mean, we're talking just maybe a couple $100s to do this, and I've seen the work that this guy does. This guy does a phenomenal job on the cars that we have at the dealership and whatnot. So there's a chance that I might just have him do this in time also, instead of going through the entire process of removing and dealing with a brand new bumper cover. I'm not going to lie though, it would be a really cool video to do a complete bumper cover exchange on this car. I mean, I would definitely film it, especially it being content for the Fusion, because this car being as good of a car as it's been, I really haven't done a whole lot of content on it because nothing's come up. And that's okay. I'd rather not have problems with this car, at least not until it's paid off or whatnot. But, you know, it's been a phenomenal car, and I just hate the fact that now there's a hole in the bumper, and nobody's owning up to it. So I don't know. That's kind of what the rant was about, guys. I mean, I really hope there are people out there who are watching this video, you know, who have the mindset to take responsibility for a mistake that, you know, you guys may have done. You know, if you back into a car or something like that, you know, leave a note, leave your name, number, insurance, do whatever. You know, just don't just take off. I can't understand why people could do that. I could never do that to somebody, ever. You know, it's just not in me. But I guess that's the ranting part of this video. So, you know, if you guys see this, you know, upcoming videos and whatnot, and you notice there's a hole in the bumper of the Fusion, well, that's why. Thought I'd, you know, kind of let you guys in on what's going on. Like I said, I don't know how I'm going to get it fixed or when I'm going to fix it, but eventually it will get fixed. And it's either going to be a new bumper or it's going to be just plastic welded, sanded, primed, painted, and clear coated. I guess we'll find out. Another thing that I did earlier today, now that I think about it, and I kind of, you know, put the tech back, but while the tech was sitting down the driveway some, I swept up all of the old rust and all of the other little pieces that fell from the tech over the time that we were fixing it. So there's just the pan, the drain pan there, the jack stands are up there, but you can see everything else has been swept up. There's nothing sitting around really. Couple of parts that we got to put back on, like the plastic radiator guard underneath and whatnot. So yeah, I did quite a bit of housekeeping today. I got the scrap pile going here, all of the stuff that we're gonna eventually take to the scrap. Ironically enough, in this, once it's running, we're gonna take all of its old parts to the scrapyard in it. So, alright guys, well, that's really all that I've got for you guys today. We got a clean Aztec and a hole in the bumper of the Fusion. Other than that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you're upset about this like I am, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/store/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. And that's it. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.